Hey guys, it's Greg with Strange RV Tours, and today we've got a big project going. Let me show you what's going on out here. We're out at our piece of land in East Texas, and we're putting in the foundation for our garage and shop. Our concrete crew 2 days ago came out and started doing the forms, and today we're going to pour the concrete. They're putting the rebar in, and they've already got the vapor barrier down, and the concrete truck is going to arrive in about 30 minutes. So this is going to be a fun project to watch. These guys are hard at work. Looks like we got 6 guys working today. The other day there was 8 of them out here. So we'll see how this goes. Our guy that did the excavation finished the day before they started putting in the forms. And over here we used to have a large pile of junk over here. And when he started excavating this area, he started digging down to get to clay, and he went down about 12 feet and he hit clay, and he pulled the clay out of the ground and used it to build the pad for the building. And then he took the junk that we had, which was some old ovens and stuff that the previous owners had collected out here, and he buried it down in the ground away from, we're not planning on doing anything on this part of the property, so he put it under the ground for us so we didn't have to haul it off. But anyhow, it's turning out nice, and we'll see how it goes. All right guys, the concrete truck has shown up and they're starting to pour the concrete. One of the things that we decided to do on this steel building was we added what's technically called a brick ledge. If you see here on our forms, they've added 1.5 inches to the inside of the form at the top. You see right down here. And what that does, the building will sit, the edge of the building will actually sit right here. And then this will drop down 1.5 inches, so that when they put the steel on, the steel will go down 1.5 inches lower than where the building is. So if we ever have any heavy rains or water, it'll help keep the water out of the building, because once the water hits the steel of the building, it'll have to go under the steel and up 1.5 inches to get inside the building. It's supposed to get up to 106 degrees today, so I'm gonna have to, after they finish doing the concrete work, I'm gonna have to spray this down and keep the concrete wet for 3 days so that it doesn't dry too fast. Because with concrete, you really want it to dry as slow as possible. It makes it stronger. If you have it dry too fast, it can become brittle. And we're going to finish this with a smooth finish on top. I had my choice of doing a broom finish, which is, if you can imagine, running a broom across the top of it and having a little bit of texture to it, but I prefer the smooth, shiny finish rather than having that finish that you a lot of times you'll see on patios. We're primarily going to use this as a combination garage and shop, wood shop, and possibly sometime in the future as a mail order business out of this building. This is the first building that we're putting on this property. We're gonna have, I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of building my well house here. It's not finished. But after we finish this building, sometime in the future, maybe 2 months, it may be 6 months, maybe a year, we're gonna build our home over on this part of the land. And it's gonna be a steel building also. It's gonna be a barn dominium. It's going to be a 30 by 50 foot building, so it'll be about 1,500 square feet. And this building is that we're putting in now is 30 by 40, so it's 1,200 square feet. I'm going to run electric to this building, but I'm not going to run water, just because I don't anticipate having a bathroom in this building. And if I do need water, I'm 80 feet away from where our home's going to be. All right, the first load of concrete is in. I'm going back to get another load, and it's starting to screed it. Get it all level and make it look nice. When I was a superintendent for a custom home company, I watched them do concrete quite a bit, and it's amazing the way these guys can get concrete as smooth as they can on a large foundation. This isn't a large foundation, not like a home, a custom home, but still. Sí, aquí. No, una vez. Alright, well they're getting it smoothed out. And they've got their, I guess you'd call it a buffing machine, a big buffing machine that they're going to go over the top of it with. And that'll smooth it all out to where it's like a polished surface. And I'm not sure how long they wait on that, but it's looking good. They had a little too much concrete. That's not a blowout on the forms. It's where they actually just pulled it over the top to get rid of the excess. Looking good though. Hopefully it doesn't get as hot today as what they say it's going to, but it's only about 9:45 in the morning and it's already in the high 80s, so I think it's definitely going to get up to 103, 104. They said 106 or 107 on the news, but I hope it doesn't get that hot. Alright, they're buffing, polishing, sanding our concrete now. And they're also where our door on the back and our door on the front is going to go. They are putting an angle down closer to the ground to make it easier to load things in and out. Turning out good. They're starting to take the forms off on this back side of it where they started. You can see how much drier the back side is than the front. But it's really looking good. Take you around the front over here and I'll show you the little area that they put where our door is going to go, or what they did to it. So they put a little bit of a slope on it. That's where our 12-foot door will go. Roll door. Turned out pretty nice. When they get all these forms off, I get to water it for 3 days. I brought sprinklers and hoses. Hopefully that'll slow the curing time on it. All right, they're pulling the forms off and I've got sprinklers running on the concrete now. This is going to be my job for the next 2 or 3 days. This is what we were talking about, the brick ledge. This right here is called a brick ledge, and the reason that we put this on here, the steel that'll be bolted down to the concrete will be sitting right up here, and then the steel that covers the siding basically will slide right down over the brick ledge and sit right on top of here. So if water was to want, you know, if we had a flood or something, water would have to get not just to here, but underneath the steel and up 1.5 inches on top of the concrete to get inside the building. It's a neat feature. So the gentleman that we purchased the building from had recommended that we do that, and a friend of mine who built a steel building did the same thing. But most people don't do that. They just bolt it right on top of the concrete without the brick ledge, and then it's easier for water to get inside. But I think it turned out good.
Strange RV tours will take you places with Greg and Janet's smiling faces. You might see a crazy flavored soda review or some tips to fix your RV too. So come along, won't you join us, friend, as we discover what's around the bend. Just sit right back in your easy chair. Strange RV Tours is on the air. Strange RV Tours is on the air.